Hi guys, today I'm going to show you an absolute showstopper of a cake. It is rich and moist in its interior and it is filled with lots of gorgeous fruit. Today I'm partnering with Chobani Greek yogurt and that is the key ingredient to keeping this cake wonderfully rich and moist. Now, the first thing we need to do is combine our dry ingredients. So into a bowl, I'm going to sift in my plain flour. Now, I am using plain flour, so it does need a little bit of a rise, so I'm gonna add a teaspoon of baking powder. So that all gets sifted into a bowl, and by sieving it in like this, you are just making sure that it's lovely, light and airy. So once that's in like that, we're gonna add in our sweetness, so a little bit of sugar goes in here, and then just a tiny little pinch of salt to balance out the sweetness that's in there. So once you have your dry ingredients, give them all a good mix up, just so that they're nicely combined. And now we need to talk about our wet ingredients and the fruit. We've got peaches and we've got blueberries. You could use raspberries, you could use nectarines. You could even make this batter with some apples, and cinnamon would be lovely in the autumn as well. So with your peaches, you just want to run the knife around the edges, and then we're going to slice these up into quarters once we take out the stone. I'm just going to push these to the side and we're going to get on with our wet ingredients. So 2 large free-range eggs go into our jug. We've got a teaspoon or so of vanilla extract. I've got some whole milk, and then our secret ingredient, which is going to create this really moist cake, is our Chobani whole milk yogurt. So this goes straight in here. And now just get your little whisk in there and get whisking. Okay, this is nicely mixed through, and now it's time for some melted butter. So you just want to melt it down until it's nice and smooth, and then just trickle it in. And the trick is to keep whisking as you do this so that the mixture doesn't split. Okay, we have a nice wet mix and we have a nice dry mix. We have our blueberries, we have our fruit, and now it's time to bring this all together. So make a little well with the back of a ladle in the base of your dry ingredients, and we're just going to pour this straight into those wet ingredients and give it all a good mix up. There is a moment as you mix this that it looks like it's not going to come together, but just have faith. Even if there's 1 or 2 little bumps in here, because you've sifted that flour in the cooking process, those little lumps will work their way out. So this is looking pretty good now. I have a nice smooth batter just like that. It's time to add in our fruit. So I'm going in with half our beautiful peaches, about half our blueberries as well. Go straight in here as well, and just look at the colors. Right, get these all mixed through and then it's into the oven. This looks fantastic. Okay, fruit is nicely mixed through. We're going to transfer this out to a 20cm cake tin. Now, we've lined the bottom with a little bit of parchment paper. So just transfer that all out. Now, before it goes into the oven, we are going to decorate it with those remaining peach slices. And this is going to go into the oven to bake off at about 180 degrees Celsius, that's 300 degrees Fahrenheit, for about an hour. Okay, the hour in the oven has paid off because we have a beautiful cake that has cooked off, has cooled, and now it's kind of looking a little bit sad. So we are going to improve that by topping this off with some apricot jam. So all you gotta do is transfer some apricot jam into a little saucepan, stick it over some heat and melt it down. And once you do, you get left with this gorgeous little substance, which is gonna gloss over this cake and make it look really special. So just take up some of that apricot jam and just brush it over the top, and you can see how instantly luscious and sticky this begins to look. Okay, this is looking good. You can see that tiny touch of apricot jam does make a difference. So now the last thing to do is serve it up and make it look gorgeous. When you bring it to the table, you are going to be met with a chorus of oohs and ahs, and look at that interior. That is what it's all about, all that gorgeous fruit. The blueberries have stained a little bit, and you can see that it's a really rich and moist interior. I think we have to finish it off with a little bit more of that Chobani yogurt. So take up a nice dollop, and that, my friends, is a gorgeous little cake, which I can't help but just to dive in and try a little bit with that nice bit of yogurt. Oh. It's so moist, and when you add those peaches in there, it's so floral and sweet. It's got a slight tangy hit from that yogurt in there, and really this is a showstopper of a cake. If you bring this to the table, you will no doubt have guests that are very, very happy. If you want the recipe for this whole cake, you will get it in the box below over on my website. Make sure to hit subscribe, leave me a comment, and let me know if you're going to try this gorgeous recipe. And until then, I'll see you soon. Goodbye. all you're gonna do with your peaches is just run around that stone with the knife and then twist them apart like this.
What is this peach made of? Cement?
Maybe we'll just run around the other side